How did all this happen, Marie?
You know, our team grew up really quickly. Tavlin James, Paige Redditt took on leadership roles, and they really bought into everything we've been trying to teach over the last 4 years, and they've imparted that into our younger players, and it caught fire, and everything they're getting right now, they deserve. They truly deserve it. You know, I really just think it's, we play a very disciplined style of basketball. We get up and down, just a commitment to be a part of something that's much bigger than them. They all come from different philosophies. They were coached differently. They played different styles of basketball. Just to come in to be able to balance academics, athletics, the style of play that we play, and really be committed to it all the time. You know, we want them to be committed to defense, to rebounding, to pushing tempo on every possession, not just when they feel like it. And you have to really prepare for that. And we feel because we play a system, a polished style of basketball, that's what enables us to be successful. You know, the interesting thing, we do recruit for speed, but there are a lot of players like a Taylor Bird or Cassie Schrock from years past that they push tempo off the pass. So Cassie wasn't the fastest of foot, Taylor Bird isn't the fastest of foot, but they can throw a full court pass, and that really substitute for the speed that they lack. So we recruit IQ, we recruit speed, we recruit physical strength, and we try to blend all those things together. And the special thing about our team, we don't have any high school All-Americans. You know, we don't have very many kids that have won a state championship. So much of what they're learning through our system and through our program. And I'm really proud of that. You know, that's a young lady who was recruited by quite a few mid-major schools. You had your Cleveland State University, you had Bowling Green, you had the likes of a Toledo. She was offered by Bowling Green. The interesting story behind that is she was offered by Toledo. The interesting thing behind that is that Toledo took their scholarship, they had offered a scholarship to Olivia Foudy. Olivia Foudy didn't accept it quick enough. They took it back and offered it to Natasha Watkins. She turned it down, and both kids came to Eastern Michigan. So that's just the beauty of it. Natasha Watkins didn't want to accept a scholarship that her AAU teammate Olivia Foudy turned down. She just couldn't see herself doing that. And she's a beautiful kid. Olivia Foudy's a beautiful kid. And that's the thing about this team. This is my first team comprised of all of my players. And it's just refreshing. There's a lot of fresh chemistry, and they've done a fantastic job. They were buds coming in. They didn't know each other very well, but they played in a couple tournaments together, and they knew one another from a distance. But you know, I don't think Natasha Watkins wanted to be a part of something where something was taken from someone else and given to her. You know, when she knew the person. It'd be different if she didn't know the person that the scholarship was taken from, the offer was taken from.
Fabulous.
She's a kid that improved over the summer. What she's doing this year, we had hoped she'd be doing a year ago. She wasn't as strong a year ago. She wasn't as mentally tough a year ago. And she wasn't as mature as she is right now. She's a kid who's a fabulous student. She's a computer graphics major with a very solid GPA. She is very bright, very intelligent, and a kid who I think her best basketball is ahead of her, but she's playing fabulous right now. You know, Olivia is a favorite in her area. She's in the Toledo, Sylvania area, and she's a favorite back at her high school. When she scored her 1,000th point, everyone in the arena had a sign to hold up, you know, with 1,000 on it, and Coach Tate and I were there to see her score her 1,000th point. And she's just a fan favorite. She's a very likable kid, a kid who's never met a stranger. She can interface with anyone. She's a hardworking kid who is just really friends with everybody from all the local high schools in the area. She's a great recruiter for our program. And she's a solid student, just a beautiful person. And the great thing about Olivia Foudy, she comes from a blended family. Her parents are divorced, they're remarried, and all of the in-laws, they all get along so wonderfully. So they're all at the games. About 30 people come to support her night in and night out. And it makes for good food in the Foudy households, plural, and just good family fun. They're a wonderful family. You know, I'm really excited for our kids. We've waited a long time. to have an opportunity to be this close. In years past, we've had to play a round or two earlier, but to go to Cleveland in the semis, it's just a great opportunity for us. I think they're ready. I think they're excited. I don't think they like the long layoff. They want to play someone. And it's exciting because we believe that we'll probably end up playing Toledo. Maybe not. Could be Akron. Could be any of the other 4 teams that are still alive in this bracket. But we know how hard Toledo has worked. We know they were the WNIT champions from 2011. And we know we've got our work cut out for us. But we feel good about the teams in our bracket because we've beaten all of them. You know, Tavalyn James has been playing such an inspired basketball all throughout this season. You know, just to start the year, having an opportunity to play for USA Basketball, she's been motivated from day one. In order for us to have a chance to win and win big, I am going to be leaning on some of those younger players, the super sophomores. We haven't mentioned Desiree Thomas, a kid that's leading the conference in steals, one of the top in assists and assist-to-turnover ratio, a kid that's a nice rebounding guard to be a smaller player. She's a kid that really, you got to look at your point guard when you look at the success of the team, and this young kid has done a pretty good job to handle the pressure. She's had some 13 turnover games, some 9 turnover games, you know, but she's a kid who also comes up big in a lot of ways that don't show up on the stat sheet. We're going to be leaning on her. We're going to be looking at Natasha Watkins, Olivia Foudy, and of course the other super senior, Paige Redditt. You know, we have a saying that offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounds win championships, and we believe that. You know, we do score a lot, but when our defense and rebounding aren't clicking, the offense is an afterthought, and it usually doesn't work. Like at Central, we didn't have our best defensive game. We didn't shut down their go-to players. We got out rebounded, and we only scored 49 points. So our offense comes from our defense, and if our kids get that mixed up and don't come in with the right mindset, we can be beaten. So it does start and end with defense and rebounding, and that's really where our focus lies. You know, they're blue collar. They're a blue collar, hard-working team who they don't quit. Doesn't matter if we're down 15 or if we're up 15. We usually play hard. We play the same way. We go into each game wanting to give people more than what they expect. Don't just give them the bare minimum of what you're capable of. We want our fans to see us diving, taking charges, blocking shots, running fast, finishing, high-fiving, chest bumping and fist pumping. We want to draw the crowd into our games. We love to hear families, senior citizens, children talk about the Eagles and how they play, not just Tavalyn James. They love all of our players, and it's because of the passion. Our kids play with passion, and you've got to play the game with purpose and passion, and our kids certainly do a lot of that.